Now, if you're wondering what we have here, first off, welcome to Jeju Island. We have a dummy head, and in this dummy head are Clippies. These are the omnidirectional microphones from Mic Booster. And why do we have them is because Mr. Doug Lee, who lended us his car, he also gave us the dummy head. I never recorded that way, so I'm very excited about how it sounds like, and this is what this video is about. We're going to different places here around Jeju, and then we're recording sounds with the dummy head starting here on the coast of Jeju. Let's head down to the coast. Also, the weather right now is kind of mysterious. Oh, it's such a clean air in the water. Hold on, fresh air, clean water. This was the way I wanted to say it. I think this is nice here. And we also don't want to go too far out because we can already tell the water's coming back. And then if you're over there for half an hour, and then you look back and then you see your road is gone, because that's what's happening here, right there. All right, we try to find a nice place. This could be perfect to block the wind. You see there's no wind protection here. But what we're doing is we're just using the wind protection from the Rycote and see how that goes. I always have to try it. Never give up. And also for me, it's the first time listening to the Mic Booster microphones. The field recording community love it. And it's actually interesting because sometimes I get emails and messages from people asking me about, oh, Lom, Uji Pros are always sold out. What can I get? You know, something affordable. And I always recommended the Mic Booster because they were always available. And I know that the people who are using it, they like it. But right now, I just checked the website and they're also sold out. So it is tough these days to get these microphones. So I'm very curious how they sound like. Let's see if this works. Ah, look at this. That works very well. And now we can close it off right here. Hey, look at this. Ah, that's not bad, isn't it? All right, for the recording device, let's use the sound devices, MixPre 6. Or what I have to do is I have to change really quick from from DMS to stereo, because I always use the MixPre for the DMS recordings. But changing over to stereo is very easy. You just change the linking of the channels, and that's how you do it. You click here, and then you link just channel 1 and 2. Make sure that the phantom power is on and it's armed. And we unarm this one. This is already unarmed, just in case. We also turn phantom power off, and then everything is set. And let's hope that there's not too much wind, but I can already see we might have some wind trouble here. Whee. Okay, my friends. Bring this up a little. Ooh. And now let's listen. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm not going to tell you what I think about the microphones yet. That's what I'm doing at the end of the video. You know what? This sounds a little loud here in this area. Let's just go on the other side and try over there where it's a little bit more quiet. Why not here? Let's try it right here. You can see on the left side we have a fisher boat, 3 or 4 fishermen. Let's see what we can capture here. 3 or 4 fishermen. 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 Now we're recording here on the other side, and just to give you an idea, if you hear the sound of the fishermen, Libby's going to turn the camera in just a little bit, and then you get an idea how far away they are. And just to give you another perspective or idea how different everything is when it comes to sound, this is the audio just recorded here on the mono lavalier from the road. Such a difference. All right, let's pack up and find another location. Seems like the weather is not getting better, but it doesn't stop us. We decided to visit a forest today and record everything in binaural. I think we found a really interesting area here. Also, it starts to rain, so why not putting up the microphone and also holding an umbrella above? Let's see how that sounds like. Also, let me know in the comments down below if is this actually a true binaural audio recording when the microphone's facing out of the ear, or is it not? Let me know what you think. So what's interesting is the most expensive part of everything is not the microphones, not the dummy head, which is only €4 used for makeup. No, it's actually the wind protection. This one is like $170. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. All right, the rain is coming down pretty hard right now. It's good that we have an umbrella, and that's what we're going to listen to. Let's listen to the sound dripping on the umbrella, dripping on the leaves, and here recorded with the Clippies. The Clippies. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, now it's coming down pretty hard. So let's see if we can find another place that is not so wet. But let me know in the comments down below if you like this recording. And yeah, this is one way how you can record rain sounds. made it to the summit here in Songsan, what is a famous spot here in Jeju, especially during the sunrise. And I thought, why not just using the dummy head, and we are putting it up here so that we can hear more of the water from other people that are chatting in the distance, and maybe some footsteps, and maybe a little bit more of the wind. So let me set this up and then we start recording. Definitely putting the wind protection on it. It's quite windy. And for some of you who are curious, let's record first on the mix pre and then we change over to the F6. And then you let me know if you hear any kind of differences. Alright, I just hit the record button. But what are we hearing here? Lots of interference. And that's coming from there. Right there. And I think that's an important point to mention, because sometimes when you're using microphones that are more affordable, then you can run into interference issues, like with the mic boosters here, for example. So what we're doing is we're just trying to find a different place where we're further away from a tower like this. Alright, this is way better here. I think we found a good spot. There's no interference here. And we're facing the microphones that way. Actually, they're binaural, omnidirectional. So they're all over the place. So there's always something you should consider: what kind of microphones you want to get, what kind of microphone patterns they have. So when I sit here, I have to be actually away, because if not, I can just make noises all over the place. Omnidirectional microphone will always pick that up. Like him, for example. Alright, so now we changed over to the Zoom F6. So now let's take a listen. Let me know what you think. Did you hear any difference between the Zoom F6 and the Sound Devices Mix Pre 6? I'm very curious about your opinion, and I know it was requested a long time. I have to be honest, I try to avoid it, but let's make this video. Let's do a comparison with different microphones when we are back in Seoul. Besides this, I do have to say that the wind protection for this, like, it's kind of like a DIY, is doing a pretty good job. You could really see when the wind brushes over the Rycott wind fur, and you could really hear how strong the wind is in the background. But of course I try to avoid it, especially if I don't have something like a Cinela or the Cyclone that you can really put into the wind without any kind of trouble, always depending on how strong the wind is. But here, for this, there is no pressure on the capsule, so with that said, that's a pretty good alternative if you're trying to find a way to protect your dummy head from wind if you're using omnidirectional microphones. Don't worry, I don't let you listen to another ocean sound. We already have enough for this video. But it doesn't mean that I stop recording when we changing spots. So what I do now is I'm recording on the DMS, the beautiful surrounding here. And if you ever come to Korea, make sure that you also put Jeju on your bucket list. And the food here is amazing. I have a question, if you're still listening. What do you guys think if Libby and I be buying a camper van, and then it's a crazy idea, and then we starting in Alaska and we go all the way down to Ushuaia and record sounds along the way? What do you think? Should we do this? Welcome to Jeju Airport. Let's record some airplanes. Now, before we get started recording the airplanes, I'd like to do a test. Right now you see there's no wind protection at all. And that's how I want to record it. I want to just show you how that sounds like if you don't use any kind of wind protection. Then we had a suggestion on Instagram. Somebody said I could also just use a beanie. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try that out. We have a beanie here in the back. And then we're using the record and listening to the airplane flyby. And now we're listening just without the wind protection. And now let's put on the beanie. Not bad. I have to say, not bad. It definitely protects a little bit better from the wind than having no wind protection, but it was also not worse. And I think from the sound quality, I don't feel it too muffled. Now let's put on the Rycod. Again, this is $170 and you can get a beanie for $20. Now that was fun. For me, I love recording airplanes. I have a lot of airplane sound libraries already released. And yeah, let me just pack up and then I give you my final thoughts about this fun setup. Now before I give you my final thoughts, big thank you to Mr. Doug Lee, who lives here in Jeju and who let us borrow his car and also the dummy head with the microphones. Without him, we couldn't have made this video. So with that said, 감사합니다, Mr. Doug Lee. To be honest, the sounds, they can speak for themselves. So you can make up your mind and you can decide for yourself if you like the sound or not. And if you like the sound and you were looking for a very affordable way to space your microphones, then a dummy head like this can work. And all what you need is you can use some silicone ears, and then it's all up to you, you know, if it's now a true binaural or not, that's a complete different story. And I think there is a reason why a Neumann dummy head cost about $9,000 versus, let's say, a $20 setup that we have here in our hand. But honestly, if you want to start out with recording and you liked what you heard in this video, and this is something you want to use, then go for it. Nobody should stop you. All what you need is wind protection. And that's something you can decide too. Do you want to use a beanie? Or you want to invest a little bit more and get a wind cover? We showed you in this video that a proper wind protection is crucial. So no wind protection I wouldn't recommend. So make sure that you get a good wind protection. Now if you go to the Mic Booster website and you see these microphones aren't available, then just send them an email and hopefully they will be available soon. For all the other items that I could find online, I leave you some links in the description down below. And yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun, just like us making it. And we can't wait to see you in our next video.